Hi, Kayli. How's it going?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. That film, Let Him Go, was fascinating. It was very dramatic. It was terrific.
Oh, I'm so glad you thought so. We think so too.
So tell me what attracted you to a project like this.
Uh, I It was definitely meeting Tom Bazooka, our director. Him and I had a pretty special relationship right away, and our sensibilities just matched up. And he's interested in the same things about humans and how we work as I am. So he was the main drive, and Diane was attached. And I couldn't miss out on an opportunity to get to act alongside her. And then the script itself too, just I don't see movies like this made very often anymore, and I wanted to be a part of it.
So when you finally acted with Diane Lane and Kevin Costner, what was that like to be in the same room with those veterans?
From our very first rehearsal, they were extremely welcoming and too complimentary of myself, and they just made me feel right at home. Both of them are masters at what they do, and they've been doing it uh, brilliantly for a very long time. So I was stealing from them the whole time and making sure that I was just 100% present with them, because that's really all I needed to do to for the scene to turn out the way we all wanted it to.
Now, how did you want to approach Lorna? Because she was a victim of domestic violence in a film like this. How did you want to basically, come up with that character?
Well, I wanted to make sure that I think very often, especially in a film like this, maybe it's the person grabbing the guns who is thought of to be the strongest person. But I really thought about how claustrophobic it would be Lorna and to be in this household where her parenting is constantly being judged, and there's this life raft in Donnie that she can start again and be her own woman, be her own mother. And when she gets on that life raft, it's actually headed towards the worst place possible. And how terrifying that would be, and the strength that it would take to do what you had to do to protect you and your child, because I think almost all her impulses come from wanting to protect her child, even before herself.
If you were Lorna, what would you've done differently?
What would I, Kayli, have done differently than Lorna? Well, I have a million more opportunities than Lorna, um, to be living as a woman in the world today. Um, I had to close all of those things off to her, uh, and she was living in a time where she had the options she did, and I think surviving is her only option throughout the course of the movie.
How was acting alongside Will Britton, who played Donnie, the husband, in your film?
Will and I had a lot of fun together, and he was very open to all of the conversations about who Lorna and Donnie could have been under different circumstances. Um, and really, with him, he's just as talented as everyone else on that set. I mean, he was keeping me on my toes from minute to minute. I never knew what he was going to do next.
Now, of course, you acted along with the child who is a main centerpiece of the film, but you didn't act with one child. You acted with two children. Could you talk about acting with them?
Yes.
Could you talk about acting with them? What was that like?
Of course, those two had not acted before. There's this wonderful honesty about that, because you know, when they're tired, when they're hungry, when they're done because they're not living in the same reality that the rest of us actors are. So there's this constant need to be playing games and turning everything into a game with them, which I did quite a few times on set. And that was really exciting, because for me, it's like having the element of someone else that I am responsible for, and not just my own acting, was another pressure that I think maybe you could read on Lorna's face.
Did you have the chance to read the book by Larry Watson?
Oh no, you broke up a little.
Did you have the chance to read the book by Larry Watson? Did you read the book?
I did. I read Larry's book, and I thought that it was such a well-drawn story, and the characters all had very complicated emotional responses to the situations they were putting themselves in. And then I think Tom's adaptation of it is so beautiful, and Guy Godfrey's cinematography really took me to the place that Larry Watson writes about. The landscapes of this film are just unbelievable, and it feels like the place that Watson wrote down.
How do you pick your projects now these days? Because this was much more sort of like a Western type of feel.
Yeah, it's, for me, the most important thing is that I'm working with people who are so much better than me, so that I am constantly growing as an artist. And if the project isn't challenging in a new way, if it's not scary to me, and if it's something that I've played many times before, it just doesn't hold the same intrigue as something like this, where I don't know how many opportunities I'm going to have to run out of a burning building in my career. So strike when the iron's hot.
That ending season was amazing. Let me ask you one more question, Kayli, because during crazy times like this, how are you staying sane and creative for yourself?
Well, I'm a writer as well, so I'm doing that quite often. But I think just like everyone else, I'm watching all of the things that I wasn't able to watch on TV before, and watching all of these incredible movies that came out this season, which is why I'm so excited that Let 'Em Go is available today digitally, so that people will have more content to watch.
Excellent. Hey, Kayli, it's a pleasure speaking with you. I look forward to your next project. This will be terrific. Thank you.